Thanks for coming back to my channel. I'd appreciate it if you would click on the Amazon link in the description of this video. Also, if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, it would really help me out. I pay it forward anyway. Link in description. Thanks, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Tipping is not a city in China. We used to say that to our customers. We'd be kidding around with our customers, and when we'd be getting ready for for them to tip us, we'd say, hey man, come on, tipping is not a city in China. Well, tipping is not going very well, just so you know, and it may get a lot worse. You know, sadly, our society has changed completely. We have, first of all, people are struggling financially. A lot of people having trouble paying their bills. Taxes are higher, cost of living is higher, mortgages are higher, obviously interest rates are higher. People are having trouble making their car payments. And there's now a suggestion that they're going to stop tax on tips, no tax on tips. It's a great idea. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And in my heart, as a restaurant person all my life, I mean, I started as a dishwasher. I worked my way up through. My first tipping job in a restaurant was as a busboy. So believe me, I was dependent on the tips that I got from the waiters and waitresses, servers, for helping them, because I would clean the tables and they'd give me a few dollars each at the end of the night. And that's how I made my living. So there was a time where there was no tax on tips. It was all cash tips, and we never had to pay tax. And then that changed, and now they want to change it back, which sounds like a great idea, but I think it's going to backfire. And I've said this to people I work with, and they're like, no way, people respect blue-collar people. They respect our work. I said, yes, they do. But we also have a situation now where we have this thing going on called tipflation. And it does, even to me, as a person who's an advocate of tipping. I mean, I tip people for no reason. That's what we do in the industry. That's who we are. But I do feel like it's being overdone. You know, you go get a cup of coffee now, you're expected to tip. And they flip that screen around, and it's like in your face. And the minimum is, 20% or whatever. I feel like I go into a gas station, it's almost like there's a tip cup. There's tip cups everywhere. But people are starting to push back. The other thing that's happening is we have, sadly, because of what happened in 2020, and even before that it was starting to happen, we have a contactless society. People could care less about who brings their food or who serves them whatever it is they want to have. So you see this with the increasing need for people to have things delivered, food. DoorDash has grown immensely. Everything, all kinds of home delivery has grown. And there was an interesting thing happened. I know I make a lot of videos about Tesla, and they had the We Robot event. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that was the event. It was done out in Universal Studios in California, and they had the robots there, the Optimus robot. And there were many interviews after that with some of the Tesla guru guys who have basic YouTube channels, and they do all these interviews and research and everything. And one that stood out to me is I couldn't believe it. When they asked him, they said, what did you think about the Optimus robot? And he said, you know what I noticed? He said he was serving drinks, or it was serving drinks, and there was no tip cup. And I was like, aha, that's scary. So I know that people are advocating for this no tax on tips, but I want you to imagine a scenario where in a recession, and by the way, if you think we're not in a recession, you must be asleep. We're already in a recession. People are struggling. Now try to imagine sitting in a restaurant. First of all, you're barely able to afford to go there to begin with. And then the waiter comes over, the server, and hands you your check, and you're deciding if you should tip them or not. And in that moment, you're thinking, well, wait a second. This person is not paying taxes. I'm already struggling. Why the hell should I give them anything? I want you to think about that for a minute. So, I know this sounds like a great idea. Our industry is already struggling. Restaurants are going out of business. And let's not kill it for the sake of a couple of bucks. We have to be very careful with this. I am a total advocate for free tips, tax-free tips. I wish restaurant people could get paid 10 times more than they're getting paid. But guess what? That's not going to happen. The consumer can only afford so much. We are totally dependent on them. And if we price them out, we've priced ourselves out. So I want you to think about that. And I want you to talk to your friends and you tell me where I'm wrong.